If you're over 60 and you've noticed your skin looking thinner, looser, or more wrinkled than it did just a few years ago, I need you to stop scrolling for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you think about aging skin forever. There is one simple thing you can add to your water, something that costs almost nothing, takes 10 seconds to prepare, and is sitting in most kitchens right now. That has been shown to support collagen production, improve skin elasticity, and help your body fight the very process that causes wrinkles in the first place. And no, I'm not talking about some fancy supplement or an expensive cream. I'm talking about something so simple you might actually be shocked you haven't been doing it already. Stay with me till the end, because I'm also going to tell you about a patient of mine, a woman named Carol, 68 years old, whose skin changed in a way that surprised even me, her doctor, after she made this one small change to her daily water routine. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Emily Watre, and for years I've worked closely with patients navigating the natural changes that come with aging, especially when it comes to skin health. And if there's one thing I hear over and over again in my clinic, it's this. Dr. Watre, why does my skin suddenly look so much older? What happened? And I understand the frustration, because it can feel like it happens overnight. One year your skin feels firm, and the next you're noticing fine lines around your eyes, sagging along your jawline, and a dullness that no amount of moisturizer seems to fix. Here's what's actually happening inside your body, and I promise I'll explain it in the simplest way possible. Your skin is held together by a protein called collagen. Think of collagen as the scaffolding of a building. It's what keeps your skin structured, firm, and bouncy. Alongside collagen, you have elastin, which is exactly what it sounds like. It gives your skin the ability to stretch and snap back into place. When you're young, your body produces plenty of both. But here's the surprising part that most people don't know. Starting in your mid-20s, your collagen production begins to decline by about 1% every single year. By the time you hit 60, you may have lost anywhere from 30 to 40% of the collagen you once had. That's not a small number. That's nearly half of the structural support your skin used to rely on, simply gone. Now, why does this matter so much? Because when collagen and elastin decline, your skin loses its ability to hold moisture, it becomes thinner, and it becomes far more vulnerable to something called oxidative stress. And this is where things get really interesting, because oxidative stress is essentially tiny unstable molecules called free radicals attacking your skin cells at a molecular level. Imagine your skin cells like apples. When an apple is exposed to air, it turns brown and starts to break down. That's oxidation. The same kind of damage happens inside your skin, except it's caused by sun exposure, pollution, stress, and yes, even the natural aging process itself. Every wrinkle, every sagging area, every dull patch is at least in part a visible sign of this cellular damage building up over decades. So now you're probably asking me, Dr. Watre, what does this have to do with what I put in my water? And this is where I want you to really pay attention, because the answer surprised even me when I first started digging into the research years ago. The one thing I'm talking about is lemon, specifically fresh lemon juice added to your water. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, I've heard this before, lemon water is just a trend. Let me explain the actual science, because it's far more powerful than most people realize. Lemons are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C. And vitamin C is not just an immune booster, it plays an absolutely critical role in collagen synthesis. In fact, without adequate vitamin C, your body cannot produce collagen properly at all, no matter how much protein you eat or how many expensive creams you apply. Vitamin C acts as what scientists call a cofactor. It's required for two specific enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, to stabilize the collagen molecule. I know that sounds technical, so let me simplify it. Think of collagen like a rope made of 3 twisted strands. Vitamin C is the glue that holds those strands together tightly. Without enough vitamin C, the rope becomes weak, frayed, and unstable. And that weak rope is exactly what shows up on your skin as fine lines, sagging, and loss of firmness. There was a well-known study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that followed over 4,000 women between the ages of 40 and 74. The researchers found that women with higher vitamin C intake had significantly fewer wrinkles and less age-related skin dryness compared to women with lower vitamin C intake. Fewer wrinkles, less dryness, simply from getting enough of this one nutrient. And here's the part that really got my attention as a doctor. The difference wasn't small. It was measurable enough that researchers could clearly correlate vitamin C intake with visible signs of skin aging. Now let's talk about what lemon water actually does once you drink it, step by step, because I want this to make complete sense to you. First, hydration. This might sound obvious, but I cannot stress this enough. Most people over 60 are chronically, quietly dehydrated without even realizing it. As we age, our sense of thirst actually becomes less sensitive. Your brain simply doesn't send the "I'm thirsty" signal as strongly as it used to. This means many seniors go through entire days mildly dehydrated, and dehydration is one of the fastest ways to make skin look older. Dehydrated skin loses plumpness, wrinkles appear deeper, and skin can look gray or sallow. Adding lemon to your water often makes people want to drink more of it, simply because it tastes better, and that alone increases hydration, which is foundational for skin health. Second, the vitamin C we just discussed goes to work supporting collagen synthesis at a cellular level, essentially giving your body the raw materials it needs to rebuild what time and oxidative stress have broken down. Third, and this is something most people have never heard, lemons contain powerful antioxidant compounds called flavonoids, specifically hesperidin and diosmin. These compounds work alongside vitamin C to neutralize free radicals before they can damage your skin cells. Remember our apple example? Antioxidants are essentially like coating that apple in something that prevents it from turning brown. They slow the oxidation process down. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that citrus flavonoids help protect skin cells from UV-induced oxidative damage and supported the skin's natural barrier function. In simple terms, these compounds act like a shield, helping to protect the collagen you still have from being broken down further. Now let me tell you about Carol, because I think her story will help all of this click into place. Carol came to my clinic at 68 years old, and during our conversation, she mentioned almost in passing how self-conscious she'd become about the sagging skin around her jawline and the deep lines around her mouth. She told me she'd tried nearly every cream on the market, spent hundreds of dollars, and felt like nothing was working. When I asked her about her daily water intake, she admitted she barely drank 2 glasses of plain water a day. She didn't like the taste, she said, so she often skipped it entirely and drank coffee instead, which, as many of you know, can actually be dehydrating. I suggested something simple. I asked her to start her mornings with a glass of warm water and the juice of half a fresh lemon, and to repeat this again in the afternoon, aiming for at least 4 glasses of lemon-infused water throughout the day, alongside her regular water intake. I told her this wasn't a miracle cure, and I want to be clear with all of you watching too. This is not a magic fix that erases decades of skin aging overnight, but it is a scientifically supported way to support your body's natural processes. 8 weeks later, Carol came back for a follow-up appointment, and I genuinely noticed a difference before she even said anything. Her skin looked more hydrated, there was a subtle improvement in the firmness along her cheeks, and she told me with a big smile that 3 separate people had asked her if she'd done something different with her skincare routine. Now, I want to be honest with you because as a doctor, I believe in transparency, not exaggeration. Carol's improvement wasn't just from the lemon water alone. She also increased her overall water intake significantly, which most people don't realize is half the battle. But what fascinated her, and honestly what fascinates me every time I see it in patients, is that such a small, consistent daily habit could create a visible difference in something as important to people's confidence as their skin. Now, I know some of you watching are thinking, Dr. Walker, is lemon water really going to reverse decades of aging? And I want to answer that honestly, because I never want to overpromise anything to you. No, lemon water is not going to erase deep wrinkles or turn back the clock entirely. Genetics, sun exposure history, smoking, and overall lifestyle all play major roles in how your skin ages. But what the research does support is this. Adequate vitamin C intake is directly linked to collagen production. Proper hydration is directly linked to skin elasticity and plumpness. And antioxidant compounds found in lemons are directly linked to protecting the skin you already have from further oxidative damage. When you combine these 3 things consistently, day after day, week after week, you are giving your body the tools it needs to support healthier looking skin from the inside out, which in my opinion is always more valuable than a temporary fix applied to the surface. Let me give you some practical advice now, because I always want you to leave my videos with something you can actually use today. First, use fresh lemon juice, not bottled concentrate. Bottled lemon juice often loses a significant portion of its vitamin C content during processing and storage, and it frequently contains preservatives that offer none of the benefits we've talked about. Second, timing matters more than people think. I recommend drinking lemon water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, because this is when your body can absorb nutrients most efficiently, and it also helps kickstart your hydration for the day after hours of sleep without any fluids. Third, please be mindful of your tooth enamel. Lemon juice is acidic, and drinking it frequently without care can wear down enamel over time. I always advise my patients to drink lemon water through a straw when possible, and to rinse their mouth with plain water afterward rather than brushing immediately, since brushing right after acidic exposure can actually cause more harm to enamel that's temporarily softened. Fourth, don't overdo it. You do not need to drink 10 glasses of lemon water a day to see benefits. 2 to 4 glasses spread throughout the day alongside your regular water intake is more than sufficient. More is not always better, and excessive citrus intake can sometimes cause digestive discomfort, especially for those with sensitive stomachs or acid reflux. And fifth, pair this habit with foods rich in collagen-supporting nutrients. Bone broth, leafy greens, berries, and foods high in zinc and copper all work synergistically with vitamin C to support your body's collagen production. Think of lemon water as one important piece of a much larger puzzle, not a standalone solution. I also want to take a moment to address something important, because I never want anyone watching to feel like they need to spend money they don't have to see results. This is not about buying expensive vitamin C serums, though those can certainly help topically. This is about a foundational, affordable habit that supports your skin from within, using something you likely already have in your kitchen right now. Health, especially as we age, doesn't always require complicated solutions. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from small, consistent habits that we simply weren't aware mattered as much as they do. I also want to touch on something surprising that came up in more recent research, because I think it will change the way you look at your morning water routine entirely. A study looking at skin hydration and dietary antioxidant intake found that participants who consistently consumed higher levels of vitamin C and flavonoids showed measurably better skin barrier function, meaning their skin was better at retaining moisture and defending against environmental stressors compared to those with lower intake. Better moisture retention means fewer visible fine lines, because so many of the lines we see, especially around the 60-plus age group, are actually dehydration lines rather than true structural wrinkles. This is honestly one of the most encouraging pieces of information I share with my patients, because it means some of what looks like permanent aging is actually reversible simply by improving hydration and antioxidant intake consistently over time. I want you to really sit with that for a second, because I think it's one of the most hopeful things I can tell you today. Not every sign of aging skin is permanent. Some of it is simply your body asking for better hydration and better nutritional support, and it is never too late to start giving your body what it needs. I've had patients in their 70s and even their 80s start incorporating simple habits like this and still notice meaningful improvements in how their skin looks and feels. Aging is inevitable, yes, but how we age, how healthy our skin looks and feels, and how confident we feel in our own bodies, that is something we have far more control over than most people realize. So here is my final piece of advice for you today. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for your coffee, try squeezing half a fresh lemon into a glass of warm water and drinking it first. Do this consistently, not just for a few days, but for at least 6 to 8 weeks, because that is typically how long it takes to start seeing meaningful changes in skin hydration and texture. Pair it with proper overall water intake throughout your day, be mindful of your enamel, and support it with a diet rich in the nutrients we talked about. Give your body grace and time, because real sustainable change in your skin health comes from consistency, not from quick fixes. If this video helped you understand something new about your skin and your health today, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this information reach more people who need to hear it, especially other seniors who deserve to feel confident and informed about their own bodies. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because every single week I break down important health topics just like this one, explaining the real science behind them in a way that is simple, honest, and actually useful for your daily life. And if you found this valuable, I have another video right here that dives into the top nutrient deficiencies that silently accelerate aging after 60, and I think you are going to want to watch that one next. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.